Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little bit different from what I usually post. So all three of these pairs that you see here, I'm actually not selling any of them. These were given to me by Kazakis Kicks, who you guys have seen in previous videos. I usually buy off him. He gave me these pairs to clean. So obviously, aside from buying, selling, and trading sneakers, I also offer a cleaning service. So we have these three pairs here, the Bread Toes, these Zebra 350 V2s, and those Beluga 350 V2s as well. The Zebras are the dirtiest of the bunch. The Bread Toes aren't that bad. They just need a quick cleanup and get rid of some toe box creasing. But these Zebras, you can't tell on the camera, are super, super dirty, especially the uppers. And then these Belugas here are the cleanest of the bunch. They honestly weren't that dirty at all. It's just the bottoms that were a little dirty that we're going to clean up. But I thought we should get right into it, and I'll show you guys what we need to clean and how we do it. Alright, so real quick, just to start off, what you're going to need is any sort of shoe cleaner. Here I have Angelus Easy Cleaner that I put into my old Rejuvenator bottle that finished. Then I have some whitener and brightener. Really brightens up any sort of whites. And then you need some sort of scrubber or brush. I have an old Rejuvenator brush. And for those small, hard to reach places, you're going to need something like a toothbrush. Off camera, I went ahead and removed the laces and took out the insoles. And as you can see here, this is a better angle. These uppers are extremely dirty, so let's give them a clean.
Alright, so just to start, we're going to go ahead and get our brush wet. Once we have the brush wet, we're going to go ahead and take our shoe and we're going to just lather the top just to get it nice and wet. Put the shoe to the side. We're going to go ahead and take our cleaner and apply it to the brush. And then what I like to do is I take my hand and I put it on the inside of the shoe like this so I can hold it properly and have it nice and filled out. And then from here we start cleaning. So you're just going to go in whichever motion that you feel comfortable in. And as it seems like it's drying up, you're just going to go ahead and apply more Rejuvenator.
Alright, so I didn't want to bore you guys with showing how to clean the uppers over and over. Once it's done, you're just going to take any sort of old cloth you have and dry it out. After you dry it out, you could take a look and see your progress. So if you look at these right now, they're already looking way, way better than before. You can already see that it's brightening up a little bit more. It's looking less dirty. It's looking more white. But there's still definitely a lot more work to do. So we're done prepping the uppers now, and now we want to move on to the bottoms. If you look at the boost, it's super, super dirty. So we're going to repeat the same process. Just get your hand in there, fill out the shoe. It's just easier to hold. And then take your shoe cleaner and just apply it over the bottom and start scrubbing away just like you did to the uppers. This is going to help get some of the surface dirt out. It's not going to get everything out, but it'll really help prep. Just like the uppers, you just do this. You can go ahead and do this and just stop here if you want to do a quick clean, but I like doing deep cleans. So for example, this needed a really, really deep clean. Those uppers were really bad and so were the bottoms. So we're just going to do that same thing on the bottom here. We're going to scrub super hard, get all the surface dirt out, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. Once you're done giving those bottoms a good scrub, you're going to go ahead and turn on your tap and just wash off all that soap. You really want to make sure that you run it under the tap for a bit, get all that soap completely off, because if you don't rinse it off properly, you'll actually end up getting the dirt that's on that soap to dry up on certain spots of the shoe, and it'll just stay dirty. So you want to make sure you really get all that off. And then same things we did with the upper is you're just going to take your used rag or your old rag, whatever the cloth is, and just give it a quick wipe down and dry it down. So as you can see, there's already some progress. You can definitely go ahead and stop here if you want to quick clean, but like I said, we're doing a deep clean, so we're gonna go ahead and keep on going with this one. Alright, so next step, believe it or not, we want to get our shoe prepped to go into the washer. Yes, the washer that we use to wash our clothes. Of course, you're not going to wash this with clothes, you're going to wash it just by itself, just the shoes. But here I have a shoe tree. This is optional, you don't have to do this. I only do this because when I've washed 350s in the past, if I don't put a shoe tree in there, the shape kind of collapses, and it gets really hard to get it nice and full and dead stock looking again. So if you keep this in there, it helps maintain the shape. Since we're going to be putting the shoes into the washer, we want to make sure that we're protecting our machine. So that's why I use this mesh bag. The mesh bag will prevent the shoe from clanking around and making a whole bunch of noise and potentially harming your washer machine. So that's why I use this. Usually this bag will fit both shoes from a pair. However, just for today's video purposes, I'm doing one shoe at a time just so you guys can see like a live look of a before versus after of dirty versus cleaned. So you want to make sure you go ahead and tie up your bag with a sturdy knot so it doesn't open up and do what I just said, like make a whole bunch of noise and harm your washer. We're going to go ahead and take those laces that we removed along with the insoles that we took out of the shoe and put them into your washer machine first. As you can see, they're super dirty. There's a lot of dirt trapped on the insoles and especially in the laces, and that's where the RIT whitener and brightener is going to come into play. Remember that I said that this is what really brings out the whites and the light colors in all of your like light colored shoes. So this is the perfect shoe to use it on. We're just going to take some and splash it into the washer machine. And then we're just going to take our shoes that we have in our mesh bag, all tied up, and add that into the mix. And then you're just going to go ahead with your regular laundry detergent. Tide is what I use at my house. So you just want to go ahead and eyeball however much to put in. Don't put too little, but also don't go overboard. Just make sure there's enough to get the job done. So it depends on your washer machine settings, but this is what I do. I put my load to small since it's just a one shoe. Always want to make sure it's on cold water. And then we're going to go ahead and switch the load over to delicate and just press start and let it do its thing. So while the zebras are doing their thing in the washer, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to go ahead and show you guys how I remove creasing. And this is more so just for really Jordan 1s. You could do this on stuff like Air Forces, anything with like a leather toe box. Essentially what you want to do is take anything to fill out your toe box. So I'm using plastic bags. You can also use like socks or old cloth, whatever you can use just to fill out the toe box. So if you see here, I'm stuffing it in as much as I can because I really want to fill out that toe box. I want to make sure it's nice and full on the inside so that when I'm doing this next method, it's perfect. If there's any sort of air that's left in there, it's not going to work as proper. So as you can see here, we have it stuffed straight to the front. To get rid of the creasing on the toe box of this Air Jordan 1 bread toe, I'm going to be using what's called the steamer method. The steamer and the iron method are very similar, so you can also do this with an iron, but I like using a steamer just because it creates its own direct contact with its own steam. So with both methods, you're going to need any sort of white cloth or a white towel and wrap over your toe box of your Jordan 1. So if you're using an iron, you're going to want to wet this cloth and then go ahead and iron it out. But because I'm using a steamer that creates its own steam with the water that's in the machine, I'm just going to go ahead and hold that button down, release the steam, and I'm going to press down on my toe box. So you want to make sure you're applying some pressure, but don't apply too much. If you do this for too long, there's too much heat going towards that toe box area, and you can end up melting the glue that's holding up the midsole and the upper or the outsole, and that can cause separation. So you want to make sure that you're doing this in like spurts. Don't do it for too long. Don't apply too much pressure. It's honestly not that hard, but you're just going to go ahead and do this over and over until you get to see that more shaped out look of the toe box. After you're done using your steamer or iron for a good bit, you'll see the leather has become more relaxed and the creases are completely removed from the toe box, giving you a fuller shape on the front end of your shoe.
Alright guys, so pretty much wanted to just show you guys final product here, starting with the 350s. As you can see, they were very, very dirty. We have dirt all everywhere. The whole uppers are kind of brown in general. Right, even here, super brown, and the bottoms were very, very dirty. And if you look at, after cleaning, how much whiter they've gotten, we have this area is way cleaner. Especially the back side here as well. The inside part, everything is just overall whiter. The bottoms are still a little dirty, but we'll take care of that with the RIT whitener and brightener. And then if you look at the bread toes, as you could see, there was a whole bunch of creasing here. Not too dirty, but they're still pretty decent. And the bottoms were a little dirty here and even right here. But if we now look at this pair here, and we take a look at this toe box, and if there's creasing, you'll see that it's way better. And the bottoms are much cleaner. We have way cleaner here, and right here is much cleaner as well. Overall, I think I did a pretty good job. If you guys want to know any other pointers or anything, just let me know. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm literally done editing the video right now, and I realized that I forgot to film any sort of like outro. So that's what I'm doing right now. I had a ton of fun making this video. I know it's different than what I usually post. It's not like I'm doing any sort of sneaker meetups or unboxings or anything like that. But it's something that you guys asked for. And it's something that I kind of wanted to do too. And it was super fun. So if there's anything else you guys want me to post kind of like this, let me know. And if I see enough of it, then I'll definitely get that done. I know what some people are asking for is a personal collection video, and that's definitely going to be the next video. So I'm super excited for that one. My collection isn't anything crazy, but it's something I'm really proud of. So I can't wait to show you guys that next. But that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.